Is up, everybody? Hopefully, everybody had a fantastic Christmas and
Mhm.
time with your family. What's up, Jared? What's up, Zeke? How
Hey
you
guys.
guys doing? We are saying goodbye to 2023.
Good riddance.
May it burn in hell. But we also have the mindset of we're gonna make 2024 our bitch. Or at least I'm gonna make it my bitch. So I know a lot of people towards the end of the year. What's up, Lance? Are like, oh, well, this year sucked. So we'll see what's gonna happen next year. Nah, we ain't gonna see what's. It's not gonna be left up to chance. Make it what you want it to be. You know the old commercials. Make 7 Up yours. Yeah, you gotta do that with life. Hopefully, everybody has the 2024 that they want, and they work towards. Or I don't even want to say it. I got plans. I've already started them
Mhm.
into motion. So got a new tool too. Super excited, and it works. I didn't lose a finger.
That's always a good day.
It's a very good day. I'm gonna punch it off.
They're being ridiculous. As per usual.
Got a porter band, and don't mind how terrible this table looks. I'm gonna do some adjusting to it and making it more rigid, but it is level. And I have a foot pedal switch for my porter band. This is 60 layer Lattern pattern Damascus, and it cut it like butter. And there's enough piece there to where I could probably not only make you a little mini knife,
Mhm.
but I could also probably make you a pendant. So my little machete that I haven't finished yet,
Mhm.
I've got enough material to make that. It cut through it like butter. That is a piece of leaf spring that I've already forged down from its original shape. It's between half an inch and a quarter of an inch, and I had a little bit. It, there was no issues cutting it whatsoever. It didn't really bog down. It had to work a little bit harder because it's thicker, harder material, but it still cut it. So titanium is going to be no issues to cut now. Some of the harder materials that I have, no issues to cut. A2 pry bar steel, no issues whatsoever. So I got a lot of work, but it will make my work easier,
Mhm.
which makes me very happy. Yeah, do whatever you got to do, whatever mindset you need to get into, and make 2024 your bitch. That's my plan.
Hey
What's
Joe.
up, Joe? I just showed off my new tool that I got. You missed it.
I'm sure you'll show it again.
Probably. Over here dropping words of wisdom. Here, here's the. Hope you had a wonderful Christmas, Joe. Excuse me.
Joe asked, "How was your holiday?"
It was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
Busy, but good.
just had to drive around a lot to see everybody. Tomorrow we're gonna go down to my mom's.
So it's not over yet.
It would have just been way too much driving for one weekend.
Yes. Also, I got this email earlier. Did I get rid of it? No, I didn't. Sure, that was Lauren because he's done that before. Of course, my reaction was, "Woohoo!"
I was great family and all that.
That's awesome, man. It's what it's about. Supposedly. Why is little P throwing a fit?
I don't know.
Little Penelope. What are you crying for?
It's all over.
Little Penelope. There's no crying on the live. Blue, quit licking. He was like hardcore crying. Me. Playing in the workshop tonight. Things settled down. Hell yeah, man, that's awesome. I was playing around in the workshop earlier. I got a new tool finally set up. I got a Portaband, and I've got it mounted on my workbench, and then I welded up a 16 gauge plate that I cut in half because it was a long plate. So I cut it in half and then I welded it down the center. And then I took it was one bar that we bought, but it was quarter-inch maybe? Quarter-inch tubing?
Mm.
And
Yeah.
I cut it to either 10 or 11-inch length. I think it was 10-inch length. And I made sure all of them were even, and then I tack welded that onto my table. And the 16 gauge steel is a little springy for a feed table. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to reinforce underneath of it because I've got some quarter-inch wire that I got.
Mhm.
I think
So.
might be a little bit bigger than that or a little bit smaller. I don't know. So I'm going to cut it up and I'm going to strategically weld it onto the plate to make it a little bit more rigid. Because can you not? Jesus. That 16 gauge is just a little springy for a bandsaw table. But the Portaband, like I thought it was going to be underpowered just because it doesn't go that fast. It's more torque than speed. And I was like, man, I don't know. Cut through 60 layer ladder pattern Damascus like it was butter. And I'm like, okay. Granted, that ladder pattern Damascus, I've got it down to about 3/16 of an inch or so, but I mean, still, over a quarter-inch leaf spring steel. Not very many problems. And I'm like, oh, okay. Pour some vinegar. Oh, it hasn't been all done today. It's been like a 3-day process. I had the table cut and welded day one, and I had the Portaband. Didn't realize it didn't come with a blade.
Yeah, we had to get blades.
So we had to get blades. And then I was working on a knife yesterday, which I profiled a new knife design out of leaf springs that I poured. That took forever to get the bitch flat. It's all consistently about a quarter of an inch now. And then today, I had to go get a part for my truck, which didn't fix the issue. And while I was waiting for my truck battery to charge, I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and get everything put together and figure out how I'm going to mount the Portaband and all that stuff. And I've got a channel cut out of it, so the Portaband blade sits in the table. The table's not even mounted or anything; it's just sitting on top of my bed. And I was like, "All right, we got it all mounted. Let's see how it works." And I was like, "Oh, hell yeah!" So I was pretty excited. I was pretty excited when I came back after
Yeah.
showing pictures. I was like, "It worked! I'm gonna get to do all the things now." But coming from somebody who is not yet an engineer, for that all to work and me not to lose a finger, I'm pretty. Table looks rough as shit, but it was successful. We got was it like hour and 45 minutes to get your mom?
It's about an hour and a half.
Yeah, one way.
Yep.
At least we won't have to get up early.
True.
Hey, what's up, Scobie?
Hey, Scobie.
I didn't know you still existed, man.
All right. Scott, who?
Who is you? Yeah, I was just I was showing off a new tool I got set up. That's all. So I'll show it again because Jeff didn't get to see it. Never made a knife before. I've done some scales before. Or if you knew a knife maker, maybe we could do a little collab. So that's my rough setup. Portaband, 60-layer ladder pattern Damascus, clean cut, butter, and that was the leaf spring steel. That it had no issues cut. So I will be able to do all of the things now with hard material. Makes me very happy. As soon as I cut that Damascus, my pants got a little bit tighter. It wasn't because I pooped myself.
Yeah. I hope not.
God, how you been, man? Oh shit! I've never been courageous enough to mess with mammoth. I've got an elk horn that I got from the night, or I won in a raffle at my knife maker guild. Also got a pretty decent chunk of carbon fiber. So like now I can cut those. So I gotta figure out what I'm doing with this elk horn. I think the elk horn would look pretty sweet with carbon fiber bolsters.
Yeah.
Black and white, smooth and roughish. Which I don't know. I don't know how that works. I don't know if I just treat it like a normal like hardwood and just sand the shit out of it, or if I should like sandblock. I don't know. I don't know.
Don't ask me.
Yes, Josh. Josh will know. Like, what do I do? Yeah, mammoth is one of those things that like it's expensive, but B, like I don't have enough confidence in myself yet to even like mess with that because I know like that can go south so fast. Made lots of balsa walrus and mammoth ivory stuff. Where? That sounds awesome. I know you were working on that skull. But I've heard horror stories from other knife makers that like cutting it with a bandsaw and it breaks, or I think somebody told me a story that they were sanding it and it messed up. So I would imagine that that would work best if it was in epoxy. I don't know. So at least with epoxy, you can make sure that everything's stabilized, and then just sand it down to where you don't see epoxy. Once again, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm spitballing. Yeah. I've, I've got some hardwoods. I was trying to avoid that happening.
Dropping everything.
You don't get it back. There. There. Yeah, that'll work. Now you don't have to worry about it. You kept on sliding off my jeans. There we go. Perfect. Yeah, I've got some woods to play with that I've never used it before. So I've got a chunk of sycamore. No, not sycamore. Sumac. That I've never used before. So working with some Osage orange. Nice. I'm out though. I got to figure out what to do for dinner. All right, dude. Have a good one. It was good seeing you again, Scobie.
Have a good night, Scobie.
And then I got some sort of burl from the knife guild, but I don't remember what it was. But it's a block that I got to cut down. Also, I'll be able to cut down that oak now.
Yeah.
Be able to send some chunks to some people finally.
Mhm.
So remember, I told Luis a long time ago I would get him a piece.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, burl is awesome. Now, granted, I've been carrying this, so it's dinged up a little bit, but this is a burl. Originally, not this dark. But ferric chloride and vinegar have a tendency to make wood dark. So, the iron oxide wash, essentially. The little black walnut burl I've been stingy with. Yeah, PNW sent me a bunch of woods to play with. The only one that I don't have to stabilize is Bloodwood. And I'm super excited to mess with the Bloodwood because it looks like it's going to be sweet. But all the other woods that he sent me, I got to stabilize. I may not with the cedar that he sent me, but I just got to do more research on it. Because cedar is a softer wood, so that creates some issues. But if I'm going to put cedar handles on something, I want you to be able to smell the cedar. If you can't smell the cedar, what's the point? Like, oh yeah, this is cedar. You got to take a big whiff, and you're like, where? Where's the cedar? I have a couple of them. He's really good at what he does. As are you, Joe. I've seen your stuffs.
Joseph PNW is good people.
Absolutely,
Mhm.
absolutely. I'm actually finishing up a knife right now, which I gotta mess with the kydex because I got the kydex all formed. I got the eyelets in it. You put the knife in, you can't get the damn knife out.
Was the Kydex too tight or something's off on the eyelet?
It's the design of the knife. So with the incline, it's got that finger choil, and then it goes out and then up. It's getting caught on the back side of the finger choil. Nothing's wrong. I just should have taped it better in more strategic. So what I did is I just taped the blade, and really I should have had tape going on the back side, so there would have been more of a gap where it would slip out. But anyways, once I get the knife done, I'm actually making a knife for him. He's like, "No, you don't have to do that." I was like, "Dude, you sent me pens and multiple blocks of wood. Shut your face, you're getting a knife." And other stuff. Yeah, exactly. I have to manipulate it a little bit. The tension's great. It's just it's getting hooked on one spot, and I'm like, "Ah! Ah!" Then I gotta put it in my vise, and I gotta press it together, and then I gotta fight with it. Finally, it comes out. I'm like, can't have this.
Like, sent you a knife. Good luck using it.
It's a puzzle knife. You really gotta want. Got the YouTubes all to myself.
Looks that way.
Yeah, I sent a message to Dylan, and Lauren, I'm sure, is busy in another live. And I don't know where T is. P&W, a new company, just bought the gas station that he works at, and so he can't get on his phone.
Yeah.
Which sucks.
Well, we don't want him to get fired.
No,
Trying
no,
to
no,
watch our live,
not at all. Although, what a hell of a way to go. What? I don't know what that means. Finally, live again. That's funny. Yeah, I usually I'll send out messages to people and be like, "Hey, we're live." I don't feel like it. Everybody knows we go live on Friday night. Everybody knows we go live on Saturday night.
He's just saying hi to himself. It looks like. Yep.
Funny. What I No, I'm not going to do it. I was about to say I should take an even smaller piece of steel and make it smaller. To see if I can make one that.
You saw the knives I showed you. The dude that
I
did them
know.
like this big.
I know, and they look great.
Yeah, they're awesome.
I'm like, God, Jesus, how?
I don't know.
He's got to use a file. He has to for him to be that precise and not burn the shit out of his fingers. He's got to use a file. He's got to use hand tools, which I respect.
Sure, he has a lot of specialty tools for that, just because everything's so small.
It's a possibility. I need to make some little mini folder. Oh shit, that's $2 off of Temu.
There you go.
Packing that's good. Ridiculous. Seen those before.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, $2 off the team. People are so creative.
Everybody's so creative. Hi, Ruby. Hi.
See, I think we're at a huge disadvantage having normal size hands. Like, it's super easy to make.
You guys have to go potty? Close the door.
Does the day end
BRB.
in, does the day end in a Y? So did you end up getting anything cool for Christmas, Joe? Joe, hey Joe. Sure got me a gorgeous case. Hell yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, from my dad and her dad, we just ended up getting cash, which not mad about. Nice, that's awesome. Do me a favor, grab those beads that I just got. They're in the cabinet. Second shelf, I believe.
I guess the deck is a little slippery because Ruby came running up on the deck and she slipped.
Yeah, okay, we're a little slippery. You wipe off their paws.
I felt the paws; they weren't wet. So
I ended up getting some sweet beads then. Very sexy. Makes me very happy. This is the plate I'm gonna put it on.
the paracord is too big.
Yeah, I need like thread or like floss or something. Then I also got another sweet bead. Very cool. Look at you.
Yeah, I'm trying.
That's it? That's cheap. Medicine and dog don't poop in the house later, please. Time. Hope y'all have a great one tonight. Thanks for chatting with me, Ben. Don't poop in the house, dog.
Have fun, I guess.
Hope you're feeling better. Hope you don't poop in the house either. Or at least if you're going to poop in the house, make sure you're on a toilet. So I was like, well, I got to read that again. There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Use. I thought I saw a spool of wire. Apparently, I don't.
If I could just like I need to
Take a
clip
walk.
this off and then
There should be diagonal clippers in there. There was a pair of diagonal clippers in there. Maybe second drawer. I got you, Joe. He gone. Oh no. Oh wow. He gone.
well, can you not? I don't need your help.
Yes, it's brass. Yes, we like brass. I know. I get it.
It's just hard to like get a good grip on that because the wire you can't just like slippery, but you can get it like pulled through.
Give me second drawer. That pliers. Wants to.
There you go.
stuff. Hmm. A little short and stubby, but it'll work. Really. Well, let me talk about that.
Hey, Zeno.
What's up, Zeno? Just put my new bead on my knife.
We were fighting with it just to get the paracord to go through the hole, but we got it.
Especially with those brass pins. Woo! I always feel like my fixed blades are naked if they don't have a bead on them. So I am very much so a guy who likes to put beads on the knives.
Yeah, you can get with Zach and see if you can do like a little bit smaller
Well, I mean,
paracord if you wanted to. I don't know. Next time we go up here.
I don't know necessarily that I would want smaller paracord, but longer.
Either way.
I'll find something to put this copper bead onto.
Hey, D.
What's up, D? I mean, technically, it is looking. Oh, technically, like that. We just shear it. No, no. Kind
There.
of
I'll say there. Yeah.
kind of, but not really. Need more knife makers to give me a lanyard hole. Like I have room to talk. Get on the van B2. It's already planned. Okay. How you doing, D? Oh, you restocked the website. Just clean out my car and grabbing dinner and going to watch the new Hunger Games movie with my sister-in-law. Sweet. I have only ever watched one Hunger Games movie, and it was the first one. But I'm not a fantasy person, so the movies really didn't do much for me. No, we're doing good, doing good. Got my new tool set up in the shop, so I can start cranking out some stuffs more quickly. The books are better. I mean, that's the way it always is with movies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Harry Potter. Never seen a Harry Potter movie. Never read a Harry Potter.
I read all.
Never did anything. Now I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this one. Same thing with Lord of the Rings. Never seen a movie. Never read it.
I watched like one movie and it's not my thing.
I have, however, seen every single Saw movie. Some of them I kind of wish I didn't. But here we are. That's all of the Saw movies together. That's 3 Lord of the Rings. So I've basically seen them. Well, yeah. Like American Gods. Actually, I think I borrowed the book from somebody. Is it Nathan? I think we have the American Gods book on the bookshelf. And I forgot about it. I haven't read it. I need to read. The American God show was amazing.
The book's probably really good.
And there's going to be more stuff in the books that they didn't get to in the show.
You know that there's going to be more details and more stuff in the book. So,
well, they, I think the last part of the story they didn't get to because they didn't get to do the final season. Yeah, Zeno, a hell of a job on those beads, man. I really appreciate it. I love the look. I love how, I mean, besides the fact that they've got green, glowy stuff on them, I love how raw and mangled almost that they look. Like that's really my style. Not perfect on purpose. I love it. Awesome. Well, CD, if you're good at telling a story, you should be able to get close and make a good movie. Speaking of movies, I was really excited about Deadpool 3.
What happened?
Because Disney keeps on fucking with the movie.
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds has been fired as a writer from Disney. Been fired. Each one has a different touch. Dude, it's awesome, man. Imperfectly perfect. Absolutely. Yeah, I saw something that like so Ryan Reynolds
Disney and the Panderstone.
Ryan Reynolds was heavily involved with writing of Deadpool 3 and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's awesome." And then they got to the third act and completely changed what they were going to do and Ryan Reynolds wasn't happy about it and he was set to be involved in like a bunch of other projects at Disney and apparently he's not involved anymore with anything. What's up, Lauren?
Hey, Lauren.
Fucking Disney, right? Looking it up to make sure that I'm not just bullshitting because anybody can say anything on the internet. Ryan Reynolds removed from Marvel projects. Environment is turning on Ryan Reynolds. So there's, with this website at least, there's no credible evidence.
No official report.
Well, I mean, Disney. They're only going to make an official report if they want to. They don't have to do shit. This is Disney.
He said, "Not sure if I told you guys, but I started specialized therapy back in November."
You did not.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so if you guys have not seen the South Park special where they make fun of Disney and the Panderstone, I highly, highly, highly recommend it. It's awesome. And it explains why Disney has sucked dick for the last 4 or 5 years. Because when you pander to everybody, you don't make anything that's good. Pander stone. Pander, pander, pander.
You proud of yourself for that one?
I really am. That's how we got COVID, man.
Yep.
I know. You're a pandolin too. I know. Then we got the China virus. China kitty.
He's looking at me like super confused.
Like, I didn't have anything to do with that shit. It was you and your brother that started COVID.
Probably.
Gizmo? Absolutely.
Yeah.
What is the specialization in the by may ask? Nah, bro. You're not knocking shit over again.
He's like, but I want to.
Spelling's hard. Oh my god, dude, your claws are in my shirt. Quit with the claws, you pandolin. I'm gonna eat you. Asian sensation. Kung Pao Link.
I'm gonna get the video flagged on YouTube.
I mean, we were talking shit about Disney. If that doesn't do it, nothing will.
Not true.
Do your worst, Igor. Damn. I hope it works out. Exactly. What's the female's name at Disney that they were making fun of on that special? Kathleen Kennedy?
Lauren said, and in comes the Mickey Hit Squad.
For sure. For sure, we're talking shit. Is this the reason why you're being so needy right now? You're afraid of the Mickey Hit Squad. Don't look at me like that. Mushu Port. Mushu Katie.
Oh yeah, Kathleen Kennedy, who was in the they were making fun of in the pandering.
Kathleen Kennedy and Bob Iger. Igor.
Igor, yeah.
Oh, I know it's Igor. Make dumb decisions. Your name becomes a little funny.
Mm-hmm.
Igor.
Igor.
Frankenstein. Yeah, so we'll see how terrible Deadpool 3 is gonna get towards the end. Holy shit! Yeah, it's gonna take a while. It's gonna be a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, this is spicy water. Making me burp. The television static water, if you will. Or some people call it that. Carbonated water tastes like deep. Yeah, I'm a bear. Except for with flavor.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't have to worry about poltergeist coming out of my water.
Mm-hmm.
You're right, that straw does feel weird.
Mm-hmm.
What, just with the volume of things that you had to say?
Side note: I got this cup for Christmas from one of our friends or a couple of our friends, and I really like it. But the straw is silicone. It feels really, really weird when you're drinking out of it because it's almost like a fleshy type material, and it's just really awkward drinking out of the straw.
Go ahead, Lauren.
Yeah.
I know you're foaming at the bit.
Yeah, I was waiting for the smart comments to come through, but it took me like I'm used to it a little bit now, but whenever like I first drank out of it, I was like, "This is too weird." It feels way too funny. It's like I don't know if
Hi-oh!
I don't know if I like this silicone straw.
You need to calm down, sir. It was very aggressive. It was aggressive. What in the world do you have
Hey T.
to bitch about? Your kitty. Life is good. What's up, T?
My cup contains the blood of the god.
Yeah.
Ptah. I was like, is that how you say it? Is
Nope, he took that like it was a Tuesday. I gave answers that he'd never heard before and made him question. Nice.
that
Yeah, I have a tendency to make my therapist laugh. Like out of nowhere. Like the first time that instead of saying autism, I said the tism. I thought she was gonna be herself. I was making a joke. I was like, no, because we got the tism, and she was like, I'm like, got him. Weird straw sounds interesting.
Yeah.
The comments were pretty great.
I mean, just
Every time I drink water. Ew. Yeah, it's a hydro flask.
yeah. 32 ounce.
He may have been talking about the hydro flask logo
What?
when he said God.
Oh. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
And like the whole straw isn't like this. It's just the top part. The bottom part is plastic, like a normal straw.
The removable silicone.
It just like snaps in there. But yeah, really weird.
And that's usually what happens when you have fake silicone attached to something. Like it just snaps in.
32 ounce of flesh to the dome.
Bazinga. Is it snowing yet?
Last time I peeked out there, I wasn't doing anything.
Yeah, it was like 30 minutes ago. Oh, let's look up the trusty weather source.
People at water treatment are supposed to purify water, yes, drinking water. Ish.
That's ish,
Whatever the standards are for your local municipality.
according to whatever their guidelines are or aren't. Cheeto!
Every time you get wet, you drink water. Do Cheetos to midnight.
It all went south of us. Son of a bitch!
Yeah, like it looked like it had sprinkled outside, but that was
Oh no, it did sprinkle outside because I had my fucking pool set opened up on top of the trash can while my truck was charging. And I went out there and it was all soaked. I was like, some bitch! Chef, can you purify something if you are adding shit to it? Shouldn't you be removing stuff instead of adding chemicals and gases to the water?
I mean, you would think, but
Usually have smoke. HTF.
how the fuck?
Yeah, fair enough. Apparently, the newest craze going around is that COVID's in our wastewater in like every state. So
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Nice. That's awesome. Also, I don't know if you've noticed or not, D, the gas smells different now. They changed some up with gasoline. It smells different now. Not as delicious smelling. Not a conspiracy theory. They changed it. Doesn't smell the same. You'd add minerals to it, or the water would take the minerals from you. Well, hold on. Technically, you do not need to add minerals to
You
it.
do need to add minerals to it.
Oh, you do need to add minerals to it, or the water would. Okay, that makes more sense. I was like,
He meant to say your body.
I was like that phrase. None of that phrase made sense because it was like technically you don't have to add minerals to it, or the water would take the minerals. But I misread it. My bad.
I heard COVID is transferred via 7-Eleven Slurpees.
That's distilling, and that's still okay to drink. But when the government fortifies shit, it's never good and overdone. Like fluoridating the water. I didn't say that out loud. Fair enough, D. I mean, that makes sense. Doesn't puff the same. Doesn't smell the same. I don't huff it.
He's weird and he likes the smell of
I love the smell of gasoline. Also love the smell of fresh laid asphalt.
Oh, yeah.
My universe, chickpea was one word, not two. I remember when chickpea was one word. Also remember when there was a cornucopia on Fruit of the Loom.
Yep.
Also remember when the dude from Monopoly had a monocle, and they've actually proven it. They found a Monopoly set from 1992, I think it was, that the $2 bill had the dude from Monopoly with a monocle.
Same thing with Fruit of the Loom.
Yep.
They showed like the tag with the cornucopia.
Yeah. Been a lot of weird shit happening. Like them changing the smell of our gas. We see you, Lauren.
Decent. I'm just weird, but aren't we all? He's just a little bit weird.
I mean, we all got weird tendencies. What's normal? What's normal is to not ask questions and try and figure out shit about the government. That's normal. Don't question the government. It's there to help. Anything else is not normal. Yeah, it was a junior edition. Take everything at face value. Question nothing. Trust in the government. That's normal. That's normal. You got me hooked.
Yep.
Nah. Nah. Used to sniff the furniture. Oh, that couch gets I mean, if it had a scent that you enjoyed, have fun, go nuts.
Always just like the smell of leather
Leather does not
and new car smell.
good. New car, like I
It's just a
said,
bunch of chemicals.
new
but
car smell is terrible for you, but it smells so
smells
good.
Yeah, I know it's awful. Most of these smells, besides leather, is
Sigh
terrible
out
for
there,
you.
misremembering that. Yeah. Oonga boonga. What's up, Kyle? Yeah, so like whether you think he's one of the greatest presidents we've ever had or you think he's one of the worst, it really doesn't matter. Ronald Reagan coined the phrase, or well, he made a speech. He said the the scariest sentence you can ever hear is "We're from the government. We're here to help."
Mhm.
He was the leader of the government when he said that. We live in an illusion. It's all lies. Search it. Don't obey shit. Don't do any of the shit they say you got. This is my grandfather. Yep,
Mhm.
exactly. I was always a Y baby.
Same.
She was too. We're still Y babies.
Yeah.
We're just big babies. You got to do this.
But
Why?
I ask that all the time at work. But why? Why are we doing this? Why? I'm pretty sure my manager hates me, but it's fine.
That's funny. Also, bad friend. Oh, my dad used to get so freaking mad at me. You got to do this. Why? Because I said so.
That was my dad too.
Why? Like I would say it harder the second time just so it would click, and then I would get spanked, and usually get told to go to my room. That was the cycle of wise. Doesn't notice it keeps yelling. Ever notice they shit when they know pisses off the majority?
The shit they knew. This is
Yeah.
not why. The shit they show. So.
Yeah. Before we got into the, I'm here from the government. And I'm here. Time I ever got high was on accident, and it was because of varnish in a closed space while I was going to a private Christian school in a church.
First time I did was on accident as well, and it was from those expo markers, the
Oh,
dry erase
shit.
markers, because we because remember back in the day we had the markers that had scent, and so we were like, oh, does expo markers do they have
Licorice.
scent? And yeah, we huffed quite a few of them, and started feeling really funny after we didn't know what we were doing.
So that story that I wrote when I was 13,
Mhm.
he had a brother that was also a teacher, not really a teacher at the school, he was more of like a maintenance guy. So he had a younger brother who ended up marrying the music teacher. Whatever. So he's doing all these projects for the church, and they had these giant bookcases that need to be finished and varnished. So I was like, "Hey, do you need some help?" Or I wasn't doing anything or something. He was like, "Yeah, come on, help me." And I was like, "Cool." It was in the uh, where church is that? Like the actual like where you congregate.
Oh,
What is that called?
I don't know, the main area.
The main area of the church where you worship. So we were on the back of that with the door shut, no windows
Oh.
open, And so we got done, and I started walking away, and I was like stumbling a little bit. I'm like, "They're really good," and I'm confused. What is? Oh no! It was like 12, 13. It was awesome. Fair enough, Kyle. Fair enough. Different time back then, man. Didn't have ventilators or anything.
Yeah, I mean they
You're
like.
gonna breathe it. You're gonna like it.
I mean they were basically preparing us for like puffing markers with the scented markers and stuff. The root beer one smelled really good.
Root beer one did smell really good. So did licorice.
I didn't like the licorice one. Root beer one. There was
Strawberry,
strawberry. Wasn't there banana scented marker, like the yellow one?
maybe.
Anyway, crazy times.
Let's look it up.
I saw a video on TikTok today that was like, anybody in their like mid-30s remember like no water bottles in the classroom and you had 3 seconds to drink water from the water fountain after recess? And she's like, if we tried that shit today, we would get so many calls and complaints from parents. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
even funny.
Oh yeah. So we had raspberry, watermelon, cherry, orange, banana, mint, licorice, cinnamon, grape.
Oh, that used to be chocolate, not cinnamon. The brown one.
Yeah, you're
It
right.
used to be chocolate.
Grape, blueberry, fruit punch, and apple.
They still make those.
They do.
You can buy them at Target.
Yeah. They don't have any of the good shit in them.
Remember that shit something about a lion and a lamb? I mean, I've heard like, what month is it? Comes in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Yeah. Non-toxic. Won't get you sick, but it'll get you high. Vintage. Those are watercolors. I made some special Christmas cookies. One was missing, so I just assumed my brother, who was staying with me, took it. Scented markers came with Fruit Loops. Or did the Fruit Loops come with a scented marker? I mean, you should have known that was going to happen, Kyle. I'll teach you paperclips.
I was always the kid that so my mom never like forced me to lay down for nap time. So in kindergarten, nap time was my social time. I always got in trouble every single day for talking to or trying to talk to the kids around me. It was quiet time. I'm sure the teacher was like, "This is the only moment of my day where like these kids aren't yelling," and you have me over here being like, always got in trouble every single day in school for talking in class from the time I was in kindergarten all the way up through high school.
Some things never change. No, I'm kidding.
I'm not as bad now as whenever I was little. Like as I got older, it got better.
I
But
didn't know you when you were little, so I have nothing to compare.
I would talk, and my parents were who would be like, "Are you even taking breaths in between your words?" Like I would just talk, just to talk.
Yeah, I have bouts of terrible insomnia. 2 nights ago, 3 nights ago, I couldn't fall asleep.
Yeah.
And then, because it was 2 nights ago, I couldn't fall asleep. Last night, I fell asleep immediately. Woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning and I had a hard time falling back asleep. I was like, "Son of a bitch, I just had to go pee." No. ISS and OSS. I never got OSS. I got ISS a lot.
I only got ISS once. I never got out.
I got ISS a lot.
Have a good night, D.
Have a good night, D. But it was like ISS like never scared me. It was always a joke.
It was. I got ISS one time. I can't even remember why. And it was just really stupid because it was just like, okay, just sit here. I was like,
Do your work that's gonna take you 10 minutes
yeah.
to do because nobody's bugging you. I got ISS once at Houston Conference, and it was a BS situation. And even it was like the principal or vice principal was like, "Look, I'm sorry, my hands are tied. Like
Yeah.
this isn't right." And I was like, "Damn right, it's not right." Oh, I remember what it was because we had the teacher flip out because we were giving so much shit to him and
Oh.
sociology. I think is what it was.
I don't even know how to take that.
Never watched it, so I don't know.
I know. I never watched it either. So. In school, I was the good kid. Okay, I never like got in trouble. Never like did anything wrong hardly. And whenever I did get in trouble, it was always like, oh well, we still have to punish you. We don't want to, but why I got I can't even remember. I got ISS once. I don't even remember what it was for. I think I ended up like because I knew the teacher that was in ISS, so I just like talked to her the whole time.
The ISS that we had in was like no joke. Like the dude that ran ISS was like military. And so like all the teachers were really nice and he's like, "Your ass is mine." And I was like, "Oh shit."
Mm,
Uh,
that sucks. An episode. Yeah, I never watched the show. Whenever I got my nose pierced in high school, because other girls had their nose pierced, no problems. I got my nose pierced. Literally walking through the hallway, the principal, who was an ex-marine, he immediately saw me. And he was like, "You come here," and I'm like, and I walk over to him. And he's like, "What's that in your nose?" And I was like, "Nothing. It's a nose piercing." And he's like, "Take it out now." So pissed. I was like, "Other people have theirs." He's like, "I don't care. I'm not talking about other people. I'm talking about you." So dumb. What grade were you in, Kyle? Had to be if I was guessing like elementary school. The student helper be like, "Miss so and so, Kyle has a knife."
Why didn't you grab the vegetable?
Because it's I'm gonna if I wrap it, if mom thinks that we got it for her as a gift, even if she won't use it, she'll keep it. But if I just say, hey,
Oh, I gotcha.
someone gave it to us, would you use it?
I
She won't
gotcha.
feel bad for saying no.
I gotcha.
'Cause I don't know if she'll use it or not. Seems legit.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Kyle.
I know. I was like, "Were you in elementary school?" Because that would make total sense. Like, Miss So and So, Kyle has a knife. He said it was literally the size of a pinky toenail. I had to clean the cafeteria for a week because I got in trouble for throwing food in 5th grade. I threw one kernel of corn, and I got in trouble. I can't get it late. That's why I can't do bad things because if I do them, I get caught. But if other people do them, they don't get caught. So a life of crime is just not for me.
For sure not.
I always knew it's like if I turn into a life of crime, I'm gonna get caught like that. It'll be like maybe 5 minutes.
You gotta do what you gotta do. Jesus. What's up, Zach?
Hey Zach.
How are you doing, man? Yeah, unfortunately, what are you doing?
Sitting on my chair weird.
Fortunately, school is not really for
Learning.
learning. It hasn't been for a long. Take my EMT exam.
Nice.
Sweet, dude. Good luck.
Mm-hmm. The more people in EDC that we have trained in EMT and stuff like that, the better. Because if you get hurt or something at a get together or a knife show, you're covered.
I mean, there's usually several at every night show.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not super worried about it. But are you really? Don't you have to adhere to like a code or something? Like, like,
You'd be like, not my problem.
like, Baker, I'm off duty. Bitch, make sure I don't die. It's your job.
Just get me to a hospital. That's all I'm asking. Make sure I don't die. Get me to a
Make sure
hospital.
just make sure I don't die. Never learned shit. The only stuff I know is from being auto didactic. That's a fancy word.
relating to or being a person who learns or has learned a subject without the benefit of a teacher or formal education. Self-taught,
Nice. I like it.
autodidact.
Give you a band-aid, tell you to walk it off. I mean, depending on what the situation is, I may try and walk it off. I mean, you saw me slice my pinky. Got a band-aid and called it a day. Even though I probably should have gotten a stitch or two. That was a gnarly cut. All my knives get tastes of blood. That's what my newest knife did. Which, like I said before, surprised it took me that long for it to bite me. But it's a very sweet knife. Alina got this for me for Christmas. But I was cutting and the knife moved and did a good job. I bled a little bit. Might find the definition in lexicon. Yeah, no, the knife is awesome. I eventually want to make gravity knives. But I gotta get a mill first. So before I can do any of that, I gotta build you another vertex and I gotta get your axe. So I gotta order the scales. There we go. But the cool part is where your knife that you're gonna give to your buddy is 8670. Yours is gonna be 5160, aka leaf spring. Not your Jeep leaf spring, but leaf spring. But that's cool.
Oh, it's on Facebook. It says me. Most dust is human skin flakes, therefore Roombas are carnivorous robots, and one day the dust won't satiate them anymore, so they will rise up and devour us all. Therapist, can we go back to discussing your childhood? Me, 1 sec.
That's funny. Also, speaking of
Carnivorous robot.
no, speaking of Vertex and 5160, so this is the newest version of the Vertex that I'm working on. I got the thumb ramp a little bit too far back. It needs to be about right here. But so far, I like it. I dig it. Blade's a little bit bigger. Blade's a little bit longer.
Almost like a cleaver.
It's more of a cleaver style than a Sentoku,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, it'll still do the job. So what I did is I took a Vertex and I took a Prism and made a new Vertex. I like it too. I like it a lot.
And of course, any photo would not be complete without Chris's foot.
Foot. I'm wondering if for aesthetics, if I should bring this line further down, or even make it curved. That would kind of be cool.
Yeah.
I may do that. I may curve that line. But always trying to make new shit when ideas pop into my head. I like turtles. I made a at Ryan's. I had a cleaver and it sold. I probably need to make it
Yeah.
because they had that same handle shape.
As the one that you're making now.
But what I can do is I can get a rough shape out of one of those leaf springs, and then I can forge it to where I get more length off to the side. Just making the next batch of 5160 to heat treat. So then I can be like, hey, I need to make a knife. Oh, I have a bunch of knives ready to go. Cool. I'm going to finish this one out. The process of heat treating 5160 is a beach. I spent too much money. You only live once and you can't take it with you. And a lot of that stuff is an investment. If you don't like it, sell it. It's like with this guy. If Ramon hadn't flooded the market with the kickstops, I could resell this tomorrow. Probably make a little bit of money. But there's so many of these on the market right now. I would be lucky to get my money back. But I like that stuff. It's mine. The red-eyed dog.
They're both stuff. Fine.
You gonna go to Spirit of the Blade in Troy in March? Zach? I'm gonna try and do something crazy this year. And try not to like burn my arm off. Steal what? I'll be back in my last bit of fire school. I gotcha. I'll send pictures if I don't burn my arm off.
No, let's not do that.
I mean, it's just molten copper and brass. It's fine. It's fine. No problem. Pretty sure I think I know how to do it without burning myself. Also, guess what I found in the shop?
What?
3 chunks of 15 and 20. Guess what that means?
What?
I can make some more Damascus. Guess what Damascus I'm going to make? Cladding for the Kumai. Just got to get with Bart and get those pieces of copper and brass. Yes, you're absolutely right. Money. I'm gonna do Damascus, nickel, copper, nickel, brass, 50, 80 CRV2. Why did I go blank on?
I don't know.
What do I have that's in there? 60.
I don't know why you're looking at me and expecting me to remember.
Because
These are just numbers to me.
Well, I've said these numbers so many times. It's the 80 CRV2 that I have out in the shop. It's
Okay.
80,
8670?
8670. Thank you. Jesus Christ. And I'll do the other thing on the other side. So it'll be several layers cladded. Who/brass my with Damascus on the outside. And it's gonna suck. I'm looking for a cool pick guard for my telly I got. You can make a knife from M-Sig foil.
From Sig Foil. So cracker forming us with Pearson metal coffee.
Interesting. That look was like, don't ask me.
Yeah, I'm like, they're just numbers to me.
Doesn't a folder roll? So with copper and brass, essentially what you're doing is you're brazing. So what a lot of people will do is they'll get the brass and or copper. Usually you do one or the other, not both. They'll get it to a liquid state and it'll braze itself. You can't really forge it at that point. Like you're done. So my thought process is if I get everything forge welded beforehand, once I go to do the brass and copper, if I have them a little bit colder than a liquid state, I should be able to forge them without squeeze out, without potentially like burning my arm off. And if I need to reheat it after that point, I can technically and just let it go. But I shouldn't have to, I think. Because I've seen a lot of people it's where they forge like kumai and you get these really cool like ribbon patterns. Well, that only happens when you upset the steel. You got a liquid sandwich, you can't smack it with a hammer because it's gonna go everywhere. There's got to be a technique to it to where you can do that. That's what I'm gonna try to figure out. Makes sense in my head. But the cool thing is, through my research, I've also found out that's how they make Damascus or Mokutai or whatever brand name you want to call it. They get the titanium almost to a liquid state, and then they go. I mean, can but no fire hazard. Yeah, with the Damascus, the guy who coined the term Damascus. His first shop, he almost burnt down to the ground because he didn't know what he was doing with titanium, and he flung liquid titanium.
Don't burn.
It won't be my shop. I'll be at Josh's. I'm still not trying to burn his shop down. We don't have the insurance money for that shit. He probably does. We don't. I don't even know that he has more than one fire extinguisher, and I think it's a mini one. Going to shit. I'll bring my fire extinguisher too, just in case. We'll have double duty. All I really need is, which I don't even know if he has it. I'll message him before I go to do this and see if he has one. But we need one of those infrared thermometers so I can monitor the heat of the billet. I've got a little one that's fine for my shop. My buddy's got a much bigger shop than I do. I don't know if he has any, and if he does, it's probably gonna be a little mini. Yeah, I mean, you go with giveaways. I'll take some. I play with fire. He'll be very confused, but like, hey, my buddy's a firefighter. He said that you would probably. He's only got a coal forge in the middle of the shop. Not like the whole thing could just go up.
Right.
It doesn't work with harmful, flammable chemicals. None of us do. Multiple forges, multiple propane tanks, multiple power hammers. What could go wrong? think all of us knife not words. I think all of us knife makers kind of like skate the razor's edge between like safety and burning shit to the ground. I'm surprised that cardboard wood paneling hasn't caught fire from my grinder yet. No issues whatsoever. Not fire retardant.
Safety first.
Exactly. I don't really enact the safety squint anymore since I've got safety prescription glasses, but I've used the safety squint many a times. It's not OSHA approved. Sometimes, even when you're doing the safety squint, you still get shit in your eyes.
Oh yeah.
That doesn't feel good either. I have a bunch of regular safety glasses, and I was like, I can't see shit. Then we got me prescription safety glasses, and I was like, I can see everything. I can actually see better with my safety glasses than these, which makes no sense. They're supposed to be the same prescription. I just still need to grind the sides where it's not squishing my head.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a portable bandsaw now, so I can make short work out of the leaf spring material. Just found that out today. I was like, what can you handle? I put a leaf spring that's halfway forged down, so it's still pretty thick, anywhere between quarter and 3/4 of an inch. And it just went, "Brrr." I'm like, oh, we're gonna have fun. Saved me so much time from grinding. That 5160 does not like to grind, at least when you're doing the profile. It does not like to grind. Probably doesn't help that I don't have brand new 36 grit belts.
Probably.
We're working on it. But I've did a dent to that pile of belts. Used to be big. Now it's small.
Still a file.
I'm working on
I
it,
know.
okay? Every single belt that I take down to not being able to grind anymore gets thrown away. I'm working through it. Also saved us a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah.
Need to make that Jawa design into a patch.
Mm-hmm.
Design the Jawa. Oh, is it free? I can use it? That's fine. Even if I'm like, I don't know if I can use it. Like that wire rack I got from your mom. I was like, I think I can use it at some point. So, what I want to do, and it's something that I haven't really seen anybody do, and it's possible. I just don't know why nobody else does it. I want to make some Damascus with some leaf spring. I just have to be mindful on what's where because 5160 doesn't work well to it. So literally, all I'll have to do, 15 and 20. I have to get some more 15 and 20 and just make sure that it's on the outside. And then as I forge it,
Yeah.
it'll forge well. I also want to do the same thing with some rats. That I'll make Damascus now. See? Make Damascus. Dumma. It's a fun process. And it takes a lot of work, but it's worth it. All right, dude.
Have a good night.
Don't be a stranger. Shoot me a message. I got to talk with you anyways about that act. Because we got to figure out which direction we're going to go and how I'm going to go about it. I mean, yeah. Well, it was really interesting because the process of making Damascus back then was more so wasn't for show. It was a refining process. So you would take Wootz steel essentially, and they would fold it kind of like a katana to get out the impurities. And once you got so many folds and made sure your impurities were out of it, then you would have a good usable piece of steel. Then I guess somebody like dipped it into some acid or some shit, and they're like, "Oh, a pattern looks cool." But the steels that we use nowadays, there's no need for refining because they're already refined. So it's just they look cool. It doesn't have a benefit, whereas it used to. And Lauren, I will probably make more Damascus, and I will probably make more rings, but I'll do it better than this one. I did a shit job. It looks cool. It's just it's not a good ring shape.
Yeah.
What I would like to do, and I'm gonna have to get some more 15. What I want to do is I'm pretty sure that Josh has some dies for the press,
Mm-hmm.
and so I want to make multi-layered Damascus. And then what I want to do is I want to forge it into a bar, like a circular bar.
Okay.
And that way, all I have to do is cut it. All the Damascus will be on the outside. Cut it, grill it, sand it, rest of that shit. Boom, bang, bomb. You got a Damascus ring.
I'll slap that Lawrence on it.
Well, I mean, he knows I'm going to.
Hook it up to.
Also, we found. I mean, I can make one smaller too. That's fine. That's not a big deal. I just need to know dimensions. While we were cleaning out our spare bedroom, we found some old Estrella Designs fabric from Hanks that we
Mhm.
made years ago. And as soon as I saw them, I was like, "Lauren's gonna want these." One of them is a Star Wars Hank that's got the Mandalorian symbol on it. It's not really the Mandalorian symbol; it kind of is, but it's the size for shark. What is the name of that animal?
The
The Rhino Beast from
Yeah.
Mando. I forget what he's called. And then the other one is Baby Yoda, but it's like a watercolor, and it's got the Estrella logo up in the sun. It's one of the coolest tanks we've ever done. But that was from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. This was right when Mandalorian
It
came
was
out.
longer than that because we were still living in Colombia.
Not for both of those.
For the Baby Yoda one, I know for a fact because I remember being in the old spare room, like cutting fabric.
That's what I'm saying. Like 4 years ago, 3 years ago, something like that.
It had to be 4 years ago. We moved in this house in the beginning of 2020. He said, "Do I have one of those?" No.
You do not.
He said, "I did a Yoda report card T-shirt design."
Nice. That's awesome. November 12th, 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was like right before. I figured. I mean, I could probably find them, but
It'd be quicker just to go in there in our Hanks, and we have one of the Baby Yoda ones in there and the Mandalorian one in there.
Oh, yeah, go for it. Be a hell of a lot quicker.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, there's a lot of photos. A lot of photos. Yeah, we've got enough to do several. May try and do a drop on Facebook. I don't know, but we gotta get the Necronomicon Hanks done first. For sure, got to get those done first. And your Peni Hank. Just looking through the Hanks so we can show you what they look like. Just look. A lot of Hanks. I know. So I said you're still looking. All of the Stray Hanks should be all together. I may have one of them out here. Nope, that's the Brotherhood one. Nope, that's Star Wars. We do have a couple of like random things out here in this feed. Brotherhood. Mandalore. Oh. That's pretty awesome. Here's the Baby Yoda watercolor. Stray logo is up in the sun. Very, very cool Hank. We've got plenty of fabric to do more of. And she hasn't been able to find the Mandalorian one. I cannot. Rhino horn? No. What's the name of that?
Can't find the pink with it. Here's the fabric. It's wrinkled, so just ignore that. But
Full send.
just creepily,
Mudhorn.
creepily standing behind you.
Mudhorn.
Yeah.
Do it.
These will be like kind of bigger, but
I mean, or normal length size.
maybe.
I know we have it.
I literally looked through every single Hank in there. Nice, Lauren. Blue's judging you hardcore. Yeah, he likes to try to lick your face, and he also likes to eat cat food. Do not recommend getting any kisses from him. I told Chris, I said, aren't you glad that people don't do that? Like, wouldn't that be a really weird way to greet somebody? Glad we don't have to do that. Because I would just rather not. I mean, Lauren probably does that too. Chris is in there trying to find the Hank. After I've looked through every single Hank, and so he's trying to prove me wrong, but no, Chris looked. He looked in there. So we had a couple Hanks in there, but I don't know. Yeah, I know. Did you find it?
Yeah.
I was going through, like, I was flipping through all the Hanks. So I was taking them out, and I was just going through them like this, and I was like, I don't see it.
It was in the top container. That's what they look like. I forget what this says. Be the Light or something. I don't know. I don't remember. Also, where the hell did this come from?
No idea.
I was like, wait, what?
Like, I couldn't tell you who made that Hank. I don't.
Spools for Tools. I thought the only one I had was the one I made. Shit, start carrying this in my pocket. A lot of inks in there. That I'm like, where'd this come from?
Oh, we have a ton of Hank.
What do I call it?
Mudhorn.
This
Blue was staring at the camera, like just fucking judging hardcore, and that's why Lauren said come from the one who sniffs butt. I said he also likes to eat cat poop too, so I would not recommend getting a kiss from Blue. And then he said that's his way to say hello. Oh, you meant the dog. Never mind. It's 4. That's the number 6. See?
entered the chat talking about loving the smell of gas.
Bear teeth.
Oh, looks super familiar. Oh, Roberto.
Okay.
So I was like, why does that name sound so familiar?
I'm still here listening, but I'm cleaning this house.
As you should
Mm-hmm.
get to work.
And have you on the TV? Oh, geez.
You don't have to work, 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 work.
Hope you don't have like a big screen, like 75-inch screen, because you can see all this.
Back up a little bit. Yeah. It's really funny is I'm pretty sure that they're Dallas. So how bad did this suck? Stitching looks really good though.
Mm-hmm. Lauren said I'm a good little housewife.
I am not. I wonder how long it's been since we got this.
Probably a really long.
I forgot we had it, so
Thanks on the cheese ball.
I mean it's the best team.
He found it in there with all the Hanks and forgot that we got it like forever ago.
Because in my head, the only Packers Hank that we've ever had was the Hank that I made for myself with the Wisconsin Badgers on it. There's only 3 of these Hanks in existence. Technically, there's only 2 in existence, but 3 were made. That's another story for another time.
He said,
Remake the cheese.
I know. I don't watch football, so I don't care either way.
Fair enough. Fully expecting to be like, I'm a Niners fan or a Raiders fan or Chargers fan. Which I have no issues with the Chargers. I think they have a really good team. They just had a really shitty coach. Hair down in a beanie doesn't bother me. This feels weird on the back of my neck.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that.
There's several sports teams that their fans are very annoying.
Even I know.
Oh, Dallas absolutely sucks. This is the devil booby.
Bobby.
Booby.
Oh, you just wanted to say it that way.
Booby. Baba Boucher. There was a football player that I guess he was mic'd up.
Mm-hmm.
And the I don't even know what they call him in the NFL, the hydration specialist was out there giving him water, and he was like, let me see if I can do that. So he gave it to the water to the guy, and he's like, was that pretty good? Was that good for him? The guy was like, yeah, that was really good. He was like, one of my favorite players growing up was Bobby Boucher. And he started rattling off all these stats of Bobby Boucher from the movie, and I'm like, Jesus. It was really funny. After he got done, he was like, that was a high quality H2O.
Maybe a specialist for the NFL. Make bank.
I mean, I don't know what they're called. I mean, they're not called water boys, watermen.
Water people.
In today's environment, yeah, probably water people.
Water people. Or probably is something
We're not going to assume your gender.
Or probably is something super fancy like hydration specialist or
We got Google right here.
H2O connoisseur.
Literally water boys. Michael Gate. No. But also, if you are able to become a water boy in the NFL, your salary for 7 months, 53,000. Squirting water into guys legally.
This is a stepping stone to be an NFL coach. I don't want to be a coach. I just want to be
Amy is a woman.
Be a water boy. A water woman.
Oh, Michael. Oh, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
Michael Obama. Yeah. I mean, that's old news.
Look on the. Just let your.
It's up to the franchise. Same thing with Practice Squad. It's up to the franchise.
He sounds like the lowest paid NFL player with that name.
Yeah, but it's still like $750,000.
Yeah, like I'd take that. Something just came up about it.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah. There's all sorts of crazy shit out there about it. Obama, during one of his speeches, called Michelle his husband.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some evidence out there that their two daughters were actually birthed by another couple. Whatever. Any president that has the opportunity to go into their second term and you don't have to worry about shit from that point on. Because what are they going to do? Fire you? Still get paid for the rest of your life. And doesn't immediately like shake up the system, you're good. Like Obama. During his inauguration, I fully wanted him to go like ghetto shit. And just be like, fuck this, fuck you, weed's legal, I'm out. Like that would have been amazing. Chose not to over the next 4 years. I would have probably voted him for a third term if he would have done that, even though it's illegal. I didn't vote for him at all, but I would have possibly voted for him if he would have done that on the second term. Gee, okay. We didn't do that. Did not do that. But I say him getting a third term, like legalities matter anymore.
Yeah.
Natural born citizen disqualifies you from the presidency. Some shit. That didn't matter. But interesting.
Yep.
By the way, I'm not suicidal, so just putting it out there. I don't remember how much that was. Love how when I start
You-
talking about certain things, it just everybody gets quiet. You hear
You killed,
crickets.
you killed the
Some things just need to be said. Man, this is a live one tonight. We talked about Disney. We talked about the Obamas.
Mhm.
For sure getting shut up.
Yep.
For sure. Let's throw some copyright into it.
Lawrence is still here. He's cleaning, remember?
That's all. YouTube will legitimately shut me down.
Cleaning like Cinderella. You know the actual Cinderella story? Like the real Cinderella story? The Grimm's fairy tale Cinderella story?
It's rough. People lose body parts.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, one of the evil sisters loses a toe. One of the other evil sisters loses part of her heel.
They get their eyes picked out at the end.
Dark.
Your brother's sort of my favorite. Is your wife making you pick the ash or pick the lentils out of the ashes?
Is your name actually Cinderella? Or blink twice if you need help. Also, like the dude stated in the video we watched, how shitty of a dad are you? That you're just like,
Yeah, it's his daughter. He's just like, man,
my only daughter.
I'm gonna let these my new wife and her daughters like bully my daughter. What's the difference between a chickpea and a lentil?
I don't know, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be good. I don't know why.
I don't know.
Come on, Chris, get your shit together.
I don't know.
Star goes in. There we go. Is that like kind of the difference between jam and jelly?
Probably.
That's a good joke.
I've heard that one before. I was like, it's been a while, but
Bazinga. Why? Why? That would be amazing. I remember when he played. Don't you? Oh,
I mean, I probably do-ish, but
Jewish. He was on the
okay.
Super Bowl team. I think. I don't know. Damn, he just missed it.
Hmm.
That'd be cool though. What? You got anything else?
Nope.
I don't either.
Go take a shower.
Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us last Friday of 2023.
Mm-hmm.
Hope everybody has a wonderful weekend and be safe and smart with the new year. Or New Year's Eve, New Year. Don't do anything that we wouldn't do. And if you do, don't get caught. YouTube, we'll see you tomorrow. Adios, muchachos.
Bye.
Deuces.